Welcome to our Kiliwarrior Expeditions walkthrough video. I am from Kiliwarrior Expeditions and I am here to walk you through our 9-day Lemosho Western-Breach Route. Mount Kilimanjaro is located in Tanzania, Africa. The most popular airport to fly into will be Kilimanjaro International Airport. We pick all our climbers at the airport upon their arrival as well as transfer them to the airport for their departure after the trek. Day 1. You'll be met by one of our representatives outside the airport terminal and transferred check-in at the Premium Hotel in Arusha. This drive takes approximately 45 minutes. After you have checked in to the hotel, you have the rest of the day to grab a bite and relax. We'll be having a gear check and climbing briefing meeting tomorrow. Day 2. Today, we'll ask you to put all of your gear for the climb on your bed. Wilbert or one of our head guides will come by the hotel to check all of your gear and make sure you are prepared for the expedition. After we have checked all of your gear, the group will meet for a climbing briefing meeting. We'll go through the day-by-day itinerary of the climb, as well as go over any last question you may have about the trek. We will be spending the rest of the day in Arusha. One of our team members or guides will be able to show you around local food market, Masai Market, and the clock tower. Afterwards, rest up for the evening. We'll be leaving the hotel at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Climb day 1 of 9. Arusha to Forest Camp. We will pick you at the hotel in the morning to start our drive to Mt Kilimanjaro National Park. It takes approximately 3 hours to drive from Arusha to the Londorosi sign-in gate. This gate is where we sign the official Kilimanjaro National Park registry book, as well as a few other papers to start our 9-day trek. This is also the park gate where the park ranger will weigh all the bags of each porter from every tour operator to make sure that they comply with the 15 kilogram weight limit. 15 kilograms is the legal weight limit for a porter to carry on Mount Kilimanjaro. After we have finished signing in at Londorosi Gate, we will drive to the Lemosho Trailhead. This is where we will begin our trek at approximately 7,700 feet or 2,100 meters. Upon reaching the Lemosho Trailhead, we will have a quick bite for lunch before starting our trek. The first campsite we will be sleeping at will be Forest Camp. This camp takes approximately 2 to 3 hours to get to from the Lemosho Trailhead. This portion of the trek is in a lush rainforest. You will have a chance to see some black and white colobus monkeys and blue monkeys. We camp overnight at Forest Camp, which is at 9,255 feet or 2,821 meters. Climb day 2 of 9. Forest Camp to Shira 1 Camp. After having breakfast, we'll begin our trek to Shira 1 Camp. Shira 1 Camp is at an approximate elevation of 11,300 feet or 3,444 meters. Today is the day we will be leaving the lush rainforest zone. We'll also be stopping for lunch halfway throughout the day. Today's trek will take approximately 5 to 7 hours, including your lunch break. You will be entering the moorland heather zone, consisting of smaller vegetation. We'll camp overnight at Shira 1 Camp. Climb day 3 of 9. Shira 1 Camp to Moya Camp. After having breakfast, we'll begin our trek to Moya Camp, which is at an approximate elevation of 13,779 feet or 4,200 meters. We are trekking through the moorland heather zone today. Today's trek will take approximately 5 to 7 hours to complete, including your lunch break. The landscape will change from smaller plants and vegetation to a more desert-like landscape. Tonight, we'll be camping at Moya Camp. Climb day 4 of 9, Moya Camp to Lava Tower Camp. After having breakfast, we'll begin our trek to Lava Tower Camp, which is at an approximate elevation of 15,091 feet or 4,600 meters. Lava Tower Camp will be our campsite for the next 2 nights. This trek is shorter than previous days and takes approximately 3 hours to complete. We will eat lunch at Lava Tower Camp and relax for the rest of the day to acclimatize. If you are feeling up to it and depending on the weather, you can go and climb Lava Tower with one of our guides for some spectacular views. Speak to one of our guides to see if this is a possibility. We camp overnight at Lava Tower Camp. Climb day 5 of 9, acclimatization hike to Arrow Glacier Camp. Today, we'll be going for a short acclimatization hike to our next camp, Arrow Glacier Camp. Arrow Glacier Camp is at an elevation of 16,076 feet or 4,900 meters. This is a short hike and takes approximately 2 to 3 hours to complete, going up and down included. After we have finished our acclimatization hike, we'll have lunch at Lava Tower Camp and rest for the remainder of the day. We will be camping for our second night at Lava Tower Camp. Climb day 6 of 9, Lava Tower Camp to Arrow Glacier Camp. This is the day we will be leaving our home for the past 2 nights. We will head to Arrow Glacier Camp. This trek takes approximately 1.5 to 2 hours to complete. We will have lunch at Arrow Glacier Camp and be relaxing for the rest of the day, overnight at Arrow Glacier Camp. Climb day 7 of 9, Arrow Glacier Camp to Crater Camp. Today is our biggest day, climbing the Western Breach. We wake up at approximately 3 to 4 a.m. just before sunrise to cross the Western Breach and head into the crater rim. This Western Breach portion of the trek takes approximately 5 to 7 hours to complete. We will then walk by the northern ice field and the Fatwangla glaciers on our way to Crater Camp. We will have lunch at Crater Camp. From here onwards, the climbing group has 2 options. This option will be chosen in cooperation with the head guides and all the climbers on the trek. Option number 1. After we have had lunch at Crater Camp and relax for a bit, many climbers still feel energetic and want to complete the trek the same day. We can see summit sign from Crater Camp. To reach Uhuru Peak from Crater Camp, it takes approximately 1.5 hours. Congratulations on reaching Uhuru Peak, the summit of Mt Kilimanjaro and the highest point in Africa. If your group decides to choose option number 1 and to summit the same day, you will be making your descent to Barafu Camp after you have summited. Barafu Camp is at an elevation of 15,239 feet or 3,983 meters. This descent portion from Uhuru Peak to Barafu Camp takes approximately 2 to 3 hours. Overnight at Barafu Camp. The benefit of choosing option number 1 will be that you will be reaching the summit around 2 to 3 p.m. during the day. There will be no other crowds and groups at this time of the day, as most other companies and climbers reach the summit at sunrise. With this option number 1, you and your group will have more time to spend at the summit to enjoy your experience and take as many photos and memories as you wish. There is no rush to leave the summit. A typical sunrise summit has a lot of crowds, and it usually means that you have to wait in line to take photos and only have 2 to 3 minutes to take your pictures. Option number 2. After we have reached Crater Camp and had lunch, we relax at Crater Camp for the rest of the day. we will eat some dinner and camp overnight at Crater Camp at 18,800 feet or 5,730 meters. Climb day 8 of 9. Depending on which option you choose on day 7 will indicate what you will be doing on day 8. Option number 2, Crater Camp to Uhuru Peak and then down to Mweka Camp. This trek takes approximately 1.5 hours to complete and get to the roof of Africa. You will wake up in the morning and begin trekking to the summit for sunrise. Congratulations on reaching Uhuru Peak, the summit of Mt Kilimanjaro and the highest point in Africa. After reaching the summit, you will begin to take your descent via the eastern side of Kilimanjaro to Mweka Camp. Mweka Camp is at an elevation of 10,204 feet or 3,110 meters. This descent portion takes approximately 6 to 8 hours to complete. Option number 1, Barafu Camp to Mweka Camp. If you choose option number 1, you will wake up at Barafu Camp and continue to make your descent to Mweka Camp. Mweka Camp is at an elevation of 10,204 feet or 3,110 meters. This descent portion takes approximately 4 to 5 hours. Overnight at Mweka Camp in the moorland heather zone. Climbing day 9 of 9. Mweka Gate and official certificates. After having breakfast at Mweka Camp, you will make your descent to Mweka Gate. Mweka Gate is at an elevation of 5,423 feet or 1,653 meters. This is the gate where we will sign the official Kilimanjaro National Park Registry book, have a cold drink, and get presented our official Kilimanjaro certificate by our head guide. Afterwards, we will be transferred to the Premium Hotel in Arusha. This drive from the exit gate to Arusha takes approximately 3 hours. You should be arriving back to the hotel in the mid-afternoon around 2 to 3 p.m. This depends on what time you leave camp in the morning. Day 12 of 12, final day. This may or may not be your last day in Tanzania. Some of you may be joining us for a custom safari, and others may be heading back to their home countries. If you are continuing your trip and doing a safari with us, rest up for the remainder of the evening and we will be starting our next adventure tomorrow. If this is your last day, we will be transferring you to the airport for your departure flight. It is always good to get to the airport 2 hours before an international flight departure time. We will pick you up at the hotel 3 hours before your departure flight. It takes approximately 45 to 60 minutes to get to the airport from Arusha. Thank you for watching our video walkthrough for our 9-day Lemosho Western-Breach Route. If you have any questions about what we do at Kiliwarriors, feel free to reach out to us. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and can always be reached by email at info@kiliwarriorexpeditions.com. Experience the unbelievable. Climb Mount Kilimanjaro and become a Kiliwarrior.